Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for tuning in. We have a lot to talk about, and this is going to be a very, very important segment. If you would like to take a poll, I have a community. I have a community. Go in the community tab of this channel. My YouTube representative said, "HA, you should probably start using the community tab on this channel," which I will start using. So my latest, I've had a bunch of polls, and people have enjoyed the polls um, in the community section of this channel. One of these polls was, will Pelosi ever give Trump funding to end the government shutdown? Should President Trump's DOJ begin a special counsel to investigate Clinton transferring top secret intel onto a basement server and various pay-to-play scandals? I had 1,700 votes for that one. That's pretty cool, actually. And so I have a bunch of votes. So yes, Barr will find. So my latest poll question is: are you hopeful William Barr, Trump's new attorney general, so he'll be sworn in later this month? The nomination process will start the middle of January. And it's a new ball game, ladies and gentlemen. I'll explain why William Barr. I'm not saying trust Barr. I'm not one of those people that think there's a plan. Hillary Clinton could be indicted the second term when Trump wins his second term, or she could be indicted next month, or she could be indicted next week. I'm not sure. She's a criminal. She committed criminal acts. She transferred top secret intelligence outside the United States government onto a server in her basement. She didn't just mishandle classified intelligence, which is what James Comey stated she did. She, according to James Comey, had special access program intelligence and 110 email chains that were born and classified from in various degrees the moment they were sent to her. So, and he said, well, there was no intent to commit a crime. Well, of course there was intent. He was 100% wrong on that. Of course there was intent to commit a crime. The whole point of the server was to hide. That's ridiculous. And I understand the frustration. I'm frustrated too. Believe me, I want action. I want something to be, to happen. But it slowly is happening. The past 2 years, people like Tom Fitton, Judicial Watch, Paul Sperry, John Solomon, Kimberly Strassel, Sarah Carter, Dan Bongino, to a lesser extent myself, we've all been keeping this story alive. And so my latest question is, are you hopeful William Barr, Trump's new AG, will investigate Clinton's scandals and Comey's misconduct? So, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, to my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. Thank you. So here is the link. Thank you, defund NASA. Thank you. So let's go ahead and Trump's attorney general Bick once sent an unsolicited memo to the Justice Department calling Mueller's obstruction probe legally insupportable. The whole point of obstruction of justice assumes that there is an underlying crime that they're investigating. There is no crime that they're investigating. What they're trying to do is investigate long enough to find enough evidence for a possible crime connected to Trump. That's not how investigations are supposed to take place, ladies and gentlemen. That's like a police officer going to your car. Remember the old, I think it was a Cannonball Run, or I forgot like which movie it was, but it's like a police officer going to your car and saying, "Oh, I'm stopping you because I think that you were involved in something." And you're like, "Well, I wasn't involved in anything. I was just minding my own business driving." And then he takes his baton and cracks your headlights. Oh, there's a problem there. It's essentially the same thing. What Mueller is doing is Well, one of the issues is the obstruction of justice because James Comey was fired, but James Comey should have been fired because he was insubordinate, according to the Inspector General report. Michael Horowitz, James Comey not only was insubordinate but broke protocol, and for the first time ever, the FBI decided a person's intent. That's for a jury or the Justice Department to decide if they want to prosecute. He should have simply sent all the information to Loretta Lynch and said, look, these are the 110 email chains. This is how she transferred the server or the top secret intelligence. So how did she transfer the information? That's the issue. The issue is how she transferred the information. But I'll read you. This is really, really interesting. This is a Business Insider. Trump's Attorney General pick once sent an unsolicited memo to the Justice Department calling Mueller's obstruction probe legally insupportable. Of course it's legally insupportable. President Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General William Barr criticized the special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into potential obstruction of justice as legally insupportable in an unsolicited memo to the Justice Department earlier this year. Barr reportedly told Trump the memo could come up during his confirmation hearing before the Senate. Good. Let the Senate is composed of primarily Republicans. What, 4 more Republicans than Democrats? No, more than that. It's 47-53. So you would have to have, what, 4 Mitt Romneys? Well, we know Mitt Romney that's like a lost vote. So you'd have to have a complete departure from within the Republican Party, another Kavanaugh. But see, William Barr is too much a part of the establishment. If confirmed, Barr would have the power to fire Mueller. Again, this is a great Business Insider article. If William Barr fires Mueller, the same people who hide behind government power will then complain about government power. That's the funny thing about all this. Thank you, Dave Whalen. Yeah, yesterday was crazy. Yesterday was nuts. I had this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, that would not end. And then like 6 hours later, it finally ended. And I was with YouTube support and everything. It was like, but that's the interesting thing here. So Barr reportedly told Trump the memo could come up during his, Trump frequently characterized the investigation as politically motivated witch hunt. Of course it is. And he has suggested the Trump Justice Department should do more to shield him from Mueller. Mueller should be fired. It's been 2 years. See, the Democratic Party, even if it was hacked by Russia, first of all, it wasn't. The only people who say that is CrowdStrike. The United States government never looked at the servers. We have no clue what happened. We were trusting a CrowdStrike assessment, and CrowdStrike was outsourced by Hillary Clinton. So obviously she's going to, you get what you pay for. People like Brennan and Clapper and Comey hate Trump. Look what they're doing now. They hate Trump. They're not impartial. They hate Trump. They're on MSNBC and CNN all the time. So it was an obvious setup. But see, this is also the issue. Even if the Democratic Party was hacked, that is an issue of with the Democratic Party. That's not a national security risk. She lost for a million reasons. It wasn't only because we found out that Hillary Clinton cheated Bernie Sanders. It wasn't only because of that. So she lost for a whole bunch of reasons. So it's like eventually we'll get an attorney general that actually does his job. But here, William Barr, president, this is Business Insider. This is an article in December, late December. William Barr, President Trump's nominee for attorney general, sent an unsolicited memo to the Justice Department in June calling the special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into obstruction of justice legally insupportable and potentially disastrous. In his 20-page memo, which the Journal reviewed, Barr argued that Mueller's obstruction probe is based on an overly expansive reading of the special counsel's powers. Now, the special counsel's powers were authorized by who? Rod Rosenstein. Who brought Rod Rosenstein into the mix? According to Trump, it was Sessions. So the whole trust Sessions, that didn't work out very well. So he also wrote that Mueller shouldn't be allowed to demand an interview with Trump about obstruction of justice. As I understand it, his theory is premised on a novel and legally insupportable reading of the law, Barr wrote. Mueller should not be permitted to demand that the president submit to interrogation about alleged obstruction. How is Clinton getting away with all the criminal acts that she's committed? Even criminal acts that Comey said she committed. Yet Trump didn't commit any crimes, and he's like getting, pulled through the ringer. The investigation, Barr said, shouldn't be sanctioned by the Justice Department. Of course it shouldn't be sanctioned by the Justice Department. This is amazing. So William Barr is awesome. Trump and his so this is an article, December 20th. Trump's attorney general pick once sent an unsolicited memo to the Justice Department calling Mueller's obstruction probe legally insupportable. Of course it's legally insupportable. The whole thing is nonsense. Trump himself can fire Mueller, but what he needs is the attorney general to fire Mueller. Once that happens, you have 60 to 70% of the Democratic Party's power gone. Absolutely gone. Because the House takes a million years, as Republicans have found out, to get anything done. So if the Democrats want to continue their stupid investigation into Russia collusion, which, by the way, Adam Schiff doesn't even have any evidence, and they're actually shying away from impeachment, which is hilarious, then go ahead. But this is really, William Barr, ladies and gentlemen, is a really, really, thank you, Brian Cutliff, thank you. William Barr is, if there was anyone to trust, it's probably him, but I'm not even saying trust Barr. I'm not even saying trust Trump. Only trust your family and your close friends or people that have earned your trust. If someone tells you to trust a politician or Sessions, that should tell you there should be alarm bells ringing. That's very dangerous, especially an unknown message board, but that's a whole other story. Legal experts point out that the 20-page document would have taken several hours to write, and it signals one of two possibilities. Either Barr feels very strongly about obstruction probe, or he was angling for a job. Probably both. Probably both. But there is no obstruction if there's no crime. We have no clue what Trump committed. There is no intelligence that said Trump did anything. James Clapper in March of 2017 with Chuck Todd stated that he has no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. No evidence at all. If you look right here, let's see. Chuck Todd. Sorry, John O'Brien. Oh, no, James Clapper. James Clapper. No evidence. March of 2015, March 5th, 2017. No evidence of collusion between Trump and Russia. March 5th. This is just logic, basic logic. On March 5th, 2017, James Clapper, who was privy. James Clapper, who was privy to all the intelligence, quote unquote, had nothing. He had nothing. And this is March 5th, 2017. This is March 5th, 2017. Why is that important? Because 2016 and 2015, the collusion should have taken place. They're trying to go back in time and create something that never happened. They're trying to go back in time and create something that never happened. Trump had absolutely nothing to do with Russian hacking of the DNC, and we don't even know if Russia hacked the DNC. And what we do know is that there's no evidence of the claim. So I'm going to go with Russia never hacked the DNC. Why? Because the United States government never looked at DNC servers. They got a copy. They got copies and images from a company that was paid by Hillary Clinton. Why would you trust that company? You would never trust a company outsourced by Trump Strike, to do the same thing. So Yates and Clapper admit viewing unmasked Trump campaign communications. So you have Sally Yates, you have James Clapper, you have Susan Rice. All of these people have conspired against Trump. But we know all of this. We know all of this from the work of Dan Bongino, of John Solomon, of Kimberly Strassel, of Sarah Carter, of Paul Sperry, of Tom Fitton. There's 6 people right there. To a lesser extent, me. I'm saying to a lesser extent, but I'm not going to put myself in the category of those esteemed, wonderful, amazing people. But I have, in my own way, written in the Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon. I was a Hill contributor. I was writing about this endlessly in 2015 and 2016. And I have used my voice to keep this story alive. Because nobody wants to talk, very few people want to talk about this. And I'm talking about not like riddles and stupid message boards. I'm talking about actual public record knowledge, actual evidence, where you don't have to go on a wild goose chase and say, oh, I learned so much. It's so wonderful. I've learned so much from this. Just using basic logic, March 5th, 2017, you can go on YouTube, NBC News, Clapper, it says full Clapper, no evidence of collusion between Trump and Russia. I've played the clip forever here. So, in March of 2017, Clapper had no evidence. There's nothing to investigate. There's not even a crime that's said to have taken place. There's no evidence. And firing James Comey can't be obstruction of justice because there's no evidence. As of March 2017, there was no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. Comey was fired in May of 2017? When was Comey fired? I believe May. When was Comey fired? So Comey, May 9th of 2017. In March of 2000, so 2 months before, March, April, May, 2 months before, 2 months before you have James Clapper saying there's no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. James Clapper was privy, he's the ODNI, Office Director of National Intelligence Chief. He's the Director of National Intelligence. He had information that John O'Brien gave him from the CIA and James Comey gave him. He had all the information. Chris, I haven't. I have to probably check it out. But tell me the logic. I had lunch with a great buddy of mine yesterday, and It was just they rehashed the same things. He said this, Trump said this, Trump did this, Trump is a bad person. How dare you vote for a bad person? You should be embarrassed. One day you'll admit you're wrong. That type of thing. But then I say, well, Clinton said worse, did worse. Oh, I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about Clinton. It's, Trump is the president now. There's no logic. And even the most hardcore voters know that the Russia nonsense is ridiculous. They don't even bring it up. My friends who are Democrats don't even bring up. Dave Whalen, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And so Trump and his allies frequently criticize the Russian investigation as a politically motivated witch hunt. This is a Business Insider. In particular, Trump's lawyers are said to be worried about the president's legal exposure and the obstruction threat of the inquiry. Obstruction, there's no obstruction when there's no crime. Trump isn't linked to any crime. Trump was never even investigated himself. James Comey stated Trump was never under investigation personally. And James Clapper said there was no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion, and he fires James Comey 2 months later. How on earth can there be obstruction if 2 months prior to firing James Comey, who was insubordinate, by the way, and covered up Clinton's email, he covered up the fact that Clinton transferred top secret intelligence outside of the United States government. He covered up that fact. He covered up how she did it. Did she take cell phone pics? How did Brian Pagliano do it? That's the issue. Now, if there was a movement of tens of thousands of people that focused on that, that would be great. That would actually bolster Trump. That would actually make, that would increase the odds that Clinton gets indicted. She will get indicted eventually. But like where we go one, we go all, and oh my God, there's a queue on a stalking. Like that is so makes people complacent and gives people a false sense of tribunals, and there's no tribunals. We're lucky if we get one indictment next month or in the next year. One. Give me one. The 60,000, 70,000. So what? There's only about 10 people that can be indicted around Clinton. I mean, James Comey, Strzok, well, definitely Brian Pagliano, Uma, Cheryl Mills, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. You don't need 20,000. They're not going to be mass arrests. We can't even end the Mueller probe. So what I'm saying is eventually this is all going to turn around, but we need people to... There are a lot of sealed indictments so people don't run away from, they're sealed so people don't just skip town. And we have no clue what they could be about, have nothing to do with any Clinton or anything. Very likely almost all of them have nothing to do with Clinton. There wouldn't be a sealed indictment of Hillary. That would not work that way. It would be a grudging. They would grudgingly indict Clinton. Kurt Kavasi, thank you. How can they have an investigation without a crime? Dave Whalen, thank you very much, Dave. Kurt, that's the $1 million question. That's the $1 million question. The crime was winning. Really, the crime was winning. The $1 million question is, how can they have an investigation without a crime? How on earth can they have an investigation without a crime? Well, that's the $1 million question. What they're relying upon is the suspicion that we have of Clinton, but we have suspicion based on evidence of crimes. She committed crimes, and Comey said she didn't intend to commit those crimes. With Trump, They can't believe. See, they had to wrap up. So Kurt and everyone, they had to wrap up a whole bunch of things in one nice, presentable package. So the DNC emails and Podesta emails showed massive corruption. They cheated Bernie Sanders. Completely embarrassing, but also illegal. It was a fraud. They took in $200 million from Bernie Sanders voters. Those same voters, unfortunately, the majority of them will vote for Beto O'Rourke. But that was a fraud. That was deception. That they were outed as just corrupt criminals. And then the Podesta emails show 500 conflicts of interest with the Clinton Foundation. There's enough in the Podesta emails to start an investigation right now in a special counsel. It's their own words. But they've looked into a mirror. They don't like what they see, so they wrapped it up into, oh my God, the Russians hacked the DNC. And they had it waiting. So when WikiLeaks was coming out with the emails, they had their own backup plan. They had their own backup plan. And millions of people hate Trump so much. If you told them the werewolf, the Loch Ness Monster, Frankenstein, Gumby, and the Decepticons, if you told them that they all worked with Trump to hurt Hillary, they'd believe it. They'll believe anything, absolutely anything, because they know that as long as they're denigrating Trump and calling him a liar and an illegitimate president, as long as they do that, they're good. They don't have to be accurate. They don't have to be right. They don't have to be they don't have to be logical. And they have the levers of government, and they have the media. And that's another thing. The media is complicit. But Matthew Miller, a former Justice Department spokesperson, wrote on Twitter that Barr's memo raises major questions about whether he should be allowed to oversee the Mueller probe. Why not? Why shouldn't he? Why should he be allowed to oversee the Mueller probe if he isn't there? Isn't it okay to view it as unconstitutional? It's been 2 years. So Trump is dealing with a DC establishment that he's wrestled control away. I'm telling you, Clinton will eventually get indicted. It could be in Trump's second term. It could be in Trump's second term. It could be in Trump's first term. But the thing is, there needs to be either an ongoing investigation that leads to an indictment, or a new investigation, or a special counsel. Now, there are ongoing investigations right now that predate Sessions and Trump. But there has to be an attorney general that will actually uphold the law. They talk about the rule of law. They have ripped up the rule of law, and they've made their own rules. Everyone from Sally Yates, who was a holdover from Obama's administration, to Loretta Lynch, who met with Bill Clinton to speak about golf, Brexit, and grandchildren, to Eric Holder, who was held in contempt of Congress, the only attorney general to be held in contempt of Congress for a botched, ridiculous selling firearms to criminals. But let's continue. If the Republican-controlled Senate confirms Barr as Attorney General, he would have the power to fire Mueller. Good. Barr has been critical of Mueller's team. I would like to have seen more balance in political leanings. Yeah, what? 13 Democrats? You couldn't get a Trump voter? There's not one Trump voter in D.C., not one who's an attorney. You can't get one Trump voter? Can we get one? How about just one Trump supporter? Just one. I just want one. There's 13 Democrats. Barr has been critical of Mueller's team of prosecutors, questioning their political leanings. Well, of course, they're all Hillary Clinton, they're all Democrats who love Hillary. This is like unbelievable, the level of just how unfair this is. As Attorney General, Barr would have the authority to fire Mueller. Yes, wonderful, fantastic. I love that. That's beautiful. Mazel tov. Fantastic. Now, William Barr has also criticized Clinton. William Barr has also criticized Clinton. Investigations. He's called for investigations. The Clinton Foundation is probably where William Barr is going to the Clinton Foundation is probably where William Barr is going to where he's going to where the indictments will eventually happen with Clinton. Because the Clinton email investigation, the Clinton emails, I mean, although she could be indicted tomorrow on that because she transferred top secret intelligence outside of the United States government, the Clinton Foundation is endless pay-to-play schemes. Then the Daily Beast. When the Daily Beast is writing, they wrote a hit piece on me. But then now they're writing about well, I became a Trump supporter when the Democrats tried to sue Russia, the DNC, WikiLeaks. No, sorry, the DNC tried to sue Russia, Trump, WikiLeaks, the Tooth Fairy, the Loch Ness Monster, and everything good in life. And then when Max Boot started saying that he's only going to vote Democrat, and then when Democrats refused to bring home Americans from war, actually sent more Americans off to conflict, I have President Trump, who's bringing home Americans, who's presiding over peace between North and South Korea. I put foreign policy, a non-interventionist, non-regime change foreign policy as my most important value aspect of my value system. So that's why I would much rather have President Trump, and I'm a Trump supporter. Trump is a very good president. Obama deported 2.5 million immigrants, no abolish ICE. Obama sent Americans abroad, destroyed Libya, destroyed a country in Libya. If Trump doesn't destroy a country, he's way better. What criminals around Trump? What crimes? Manafort bought an ostrich feather jacket. What do I care? First of all, it's an ugly jacket. Have you seen this jacket? Meg Air. That was clever and awesome. Mag Air. Thank you. He's That's so great. That is awesome. That is awesome. Mag Air. Trump Attorney General William Barr thought Clinton should be investigated. No. President Donald Trump's forthcoming Attorney General nominee didn't back Trump in 2016, but did endorse his view that the Justice Department should have investigated Hillary Clinton more. Oh my God. No. The Justice Department and the FBI never really investigated. Never really investigated. So it was a cover-up, not an investigation. Trump told reporters at the White House on Friday morning he intends to nominate William Barr, replacing Attorney General Matthew Whitaker, who assumed the position after Trump ousted Jeff Sessions. The Justice Department's leader, Trump ousted Jeff Sessions. If confirmed by the Senate, Barr would return to running the Justice Department after serving as Attorney General from 1991 to 1993. Under George H.W. Bush, Barr is a longtime Washington power lawyer and is currently counsel. Okay, so as the next Attorney General, Barr would oversee developments on hot-button issues such as criminal justice reform, immigration, and would have supervision over the intensifying special counsel probe into Russian meddling. Russia never meddled. There was no meddling. No meddling. Jaime Rodriguez, Beto O'Rourke is like Carlos. Nothing authentic. Thank you. Jaime Rodriguez. Thank you. Jaime Rodriguez. Thank you. Beto O'Rourke. Bernie's like, my new name will be Benito Sanders. My new name will be Rico Sanders. Jaime, thank you. There was no meddling. There was no meddling at all. There was no meddling. There was just no meddling. My new nickname will be Rico Suave Sanders. This way people will like me, and it'll be more of an intersectionality type of thing. Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, was reportedly also under consideration to replace. Oh my God. I wish Giuliani could replace Sessions. Oh my God. All but endorsed Barr on Thursday afternoon, telling the Daily Beast that Barr is a strong choice. Giuliani said he knows and likes Barr. In late 2015, their names appeared side by side in a letter to Senate leaders denouncing sentencing. Okay, so despite his extensive experience and powerful allies, Barr's past comments on contentious legal issues may complicate a potential confirmation effort. Barr has said publicly the DOJ should have done more to investigate Hillary Clinton, telling the New York Times in November 2017 there was nothing inherently wrong with about the president calling for an investigation into Clinton. Of course, there's nothing inherently wrong. She's a criminal. I like Barr already. Although an investigation shouldn't be launched just because the president wants it, the ultimate question is whether the matter warrants an investigation. The guy is logical. He's logical. No. My new name will be El Guapo Sanders because I am a handsome man. And Deborah Wasserman finds me extremely attractive. El Guapo Bernardo Sanders. I don't think all this stuff about throwing Clinton in jail or jumping to the conclusion that she should be prosecuted is appropriate. But I do think that there are things that should be investigated that haven't been investigated. It's game, set, match. That when the Daily Beast doesn't like you, it's a good thing. Marlene, thank you. When the Daily Beast is like, oh my God. So I don't think all this stuff. Okay, but I do think there are things that should be investigated that haven't been investigated. So there you go. He doesn't have to recuse himself. I'm not saying he's going to trust any plan. I'm saying this is a great move. This is a great, great move. If he fires Mueller, nobody's going to say the guy is a DC power player, quote unquote, whatever. He's a big fish in DC. He's a DC establishment power broker, whatever, however you want to describe the guy. He's already been attorney general. He's already been attorney general. Hello, dead game. He's already been attorney general. So there you go. He's not going to. He's not going to frighten the establishment initially. And that's the problem. I mean, that's actually the good thing. It's a problem for them because he'll slowly look. If Trump ends it, it's, oh my God, Trump ended it. Oh my God. If Whitaker ends it, oh my God, Trump handpicked Whitaker. If William Barr gets confirmed by the Senate, the levers of power, the protocol, the bureaucracy sanctioned the attorney general, and the attorney general puts an end to a ridiculous, nonsensical investigation into nothing that was only meant to help the Democratic Party. And the only thing they can stand, you want a foreign power influence the election? We don't know if that happened. And you know what? If a foreign power influenced the election, then the DNC has to sue, not the United States government. Because a foreign power can't influence anything. Even President Obama stated that. We don't even know who saw the Facebook ads, and I can tell you that Facebook ads didn't swing the vote of one person. Not one person. So Lindsey Graham loves him. I think he'd be an outstanding choice. He's highly capable and highly respected. I think the president really couldn't do better. Oh, Senator Richard Blumenthal said he will seek Barr's word not to interfere. His word? Whatever. Barr should do anything possible to get in there and then just do what the Democrats do. Act decisively. So even the Daily Beast is like, ah, he ain't that bad at the end because he's so establishment. So that's a good thing. Look, you need someone within the establishment to take down the establishment. Tina Bobina! Hey, H, I need a scorecard. Just got here. A scorecard is Trump 14, Democrats 10. Well, no. At this point right now, it's Democrats 21, Trump 17. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So Trump has to come back. What's the latest message board post from Q? Let me see this. This is hilarious. Oh my God. Hold on. What's the latest post? I want to see this. Q said 60% will never be revealed for the sake of human. What? Multiply at least. What is this? Math problem? I got to deal with a math problem now? Oh, no. Come on. Give me the latest Q post. Ephesians? What? Does anybody know what did Q say lately? Okay. I have no clue. I can't get this thing. I'm not on Twitter. What did Q say? This is hilarious. I'm just going to clown it right now. There's nothing at all. Another single. Exactly. Chris, I agree with you 100%. The Great Awakening. Oh my God. That's so funny. I'm awake. I'm watching something on 8chan. It's my antivirus is no longer there. This is hilarious. I'm just looking at what people are posting on Twitter regarding this. Create the plan, know the plan, stick to the plan, execute plan. The military is the plan. No one person is above the plan. Can someone fill us in on the plan? How many proofs until mathematically impossible? Hey, I love that. How much more evidence do you need? How about Trump saying, yeah, I'm working with these people? No, can't say that. Okay, so hold on one second. What's the latest one? Q has asked us to reread the Mueller designed to post Q2381. What the heck? How can you make arrests prior to first fully cleaning out corrupt elements of those departments that oversee investigations and prosecutions? That's what I've been saying. So I've been saying that. I was saying that for a long time. He has to clean out. That's the whole point. I've been saying that it's taken a long time for him to wrestle control. Anyway, how do you ensure the prosecuted? Okay. Paris Accord equals scam. Red Cross equals really? Red Cross equals scam. Foreign aid equals scam. Who audits? Where the money actually goes? Who actually receives the money? Why would military intel say this? The U.S. taxpayer is funding the very people we are engaged in taking down. Oh my God. Feeling sick yet? Yes. Okay. The hole is deep. This is so awesome. This is so great. But it's not info, it's disinfo. It's a difference. They're leading people astray. It's the emotional look. There's an emotional and psychological pull. People are entrapped by this into thinking they're part of something where actual military intelligence officers are speaking through 8chan. Jordan Sather stated categorically that he's not certain because he refused to say the word he's certain. And then he said, oh, I said it in one of my other segments. And he was afraid of a lawsuit or something. There is no, when you take people for a ride and you utilize their emotions against them, what their wants, their hopes, desires, that's ruthless. That's ruthless and it's wrong. Hey, check out the Still Report. I have to. MSM is not always disinfo. Mainstream media, some of it is accurate. The spin is not accurate. The spin is bad. The spin is bad. So where we go one, we go all. No, I don't go with people that I have that think that military intel speaks through 8chan. I'm not going anywhere those people are going. And generally, that kind of sentiment should be a openly stated goal. So, like, if Trump was like, oh, by the way, I'm listening to these people, then if you want to say where we go one, we go all, like, yeah, like, you know who motivation, it's from the president. But trying to rally and herd and gather a group of people towards to these riddles is very, very, very dangerous. But that's a whole other story. I've already spoken about this. So William Barr is a good pick. He's look. The only way to, because Clinton will eventually get indicted, but it'll be because people like William Barr have had enough. Trump needs allies in the establishment. And I can't even find today's posts, but most of the time there's riddles or like calls to action, which are dumb. I don't even know where is today's post? How do they even, I don't want to go on 8chan. It's like bad for the computer. No, there's the questions that I've answered already. These are questions that I've already answered. And I answer like every day. So William Barr, that is the type of person who can fire Mueller and then begin an investigation of Clinton. And there is not a thing that media or anyone else can do about it. There's not a thing that media, because the establishment reveres authority figures. They revere authority figures, and Barr is an authority figure. So, ladies and gentlemen, hit subscribe. Nicholas, I don't squat. I do some deadlifts, but I'm now curling 110 pounds, 110-pound barbells. So I might eventually I'm almost up to 10 reps of 110-pound barbells. And so I'll hopefully do a segment soon. But I must. Nice squatting. I can't squat because like it hurts. It hurts my shoulder and kind of like my knees. Um, squat is great if you could do squat. Dennis. I do. Um, but ladies and gentlemen, Mag Air, thank you. I am old. Yeah, but I mean, if you go all the way, that doesn't hurt your. See, I see people do that, and I'm like, doesn't that hurt your knees? Doesn't that hurt your back? Actually, I love Ronnie Coleman, 800-pound. I was watching 800-pound. Press one if you've seen Ronnie Coleman with squat 800 pounds. The great Ronnie Coleman. Yep, love it. Ronnie Coleman is one of the greats of all time. Love Ronnie Coleman. Love Ronnie Coleman. 200-pound dumbbells. I mean, oh, nice, nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, God bless. Have a great, great day. To my super chat, thank you. I will be back soon. Thank you so very much. And I'm going to just wait until this thing ends. I'm pressing stop broadcast right now.